Have you ever noticed how pilots talk? They use strange words that sound nothing like English. What do they mean? And why can't they just speak normally? Well, it turns out there is a very good reason for this. When flying an airplane, every second counts. If there is a problem, pilots must be able to talk about it quickly and clearly. That's why they speak their own language. It's called aviation English, and every word is carefully chosen to avoid confusion. For example, have you ever heard a pilot say, "Mayday"? That's the international code for help. I need assistance. It's similar to saying emergency or urgent, but it's much shorter. When a plane is in serious trouble, the pilot will say, "Mayday, mayday, mayday." The more maydays the pilot says, the more urgent the situation is. Now, have you ever heard the word pan pan? That's the international code for I'm in big trouble, but not as much trouble as mayday. For example, if a plane is experiencing technical difficulties, the pilot might say pan pan, or if there is a sick passenger on board, the pilot might also say pan pan. And then there's niner. That's the international code for I'm lost. For example, if a pilot becomes disoriented or if their instruments are not working properly, they might say niner, but what about when things are going well? Well, in that case, pilots might use the code Roger. That means, I received your message and I understand what you're saying. Sometimes you'll hear pilots say, Wilco. That means I understand what you are saying, and I am going to do what you asked me to do. As you can see, aviation English is full of short, simple words. That's because when pilots are talking to each other, they don't have time to explain. They just have to give short commands or requests, and then the other person has to respond with a short answer. So the next time you hear a pilot talking, listen carefully. You might hear some strange words, but they might also be speaking Roger or Wilco, in which case you know things are going well.